Now we have a nice functioning door. We have access to the manual control, and we have access to the buttons on top, and it's all hidden out of sight. Good day, folks. It's DIY Guy bringing you another do-it-yourself video. Today, we're going to be talking about how to install an electronic brake controller in a 2020 Jeep Cherokee. It's easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Park in the shade and sweep the area because you're going to be kneeling on the ground here. We've got a Reese electronic brake controller. They have a standardized connector for the brake controllers, 4 pins. The majority of the brake controllers have that connector. There is a pigtail that changes from this connector to the one that's compatible with your vehicle. Now this 2020 Cherokee came with the towing package, which means the wiring from the rear of the trailer hitch area to the dash is all complete. The fuses are all in place. If any relays are required, that is all there, but the electronic brake controller is not there. The order of operations is like this. Remove this Phillips screw, flexed this panel right here, and slid it out of the little track right there, right behind it right there. That little spot where my finger is, that's where gray connector, that connector was installed right in that little bracket, and I just pushed it and it popped out. And then I took my pigtail, the part that my thumb is touching right now is the new pigtail that we purchased, and the part that my thumb is touching now is the factory connector. So I plugged my pigtail into the factory connector, and now I have this pigtail that has lots of length to position the brake controller wherever you like. Now you notice it has the female version of the connector on the brake controller. You can position the brake controller in a variety of locations. I've seen them mounted to the side console here, just above the gas pedal or above where your left foot would be, even on the dash. And we're going to embed the controller inside this little change pocket right here. Okay, so I've reassembled all the dash pieces, and only then did I realize we didn't have to take any of that off. We could have just pulled this pocket out. The pocket itself, you open it and then pull it forward, and it just unclips from these clips right here on those studs. So we do need to make a hole in the back of this pocket for the wire harness to fit through. Probably lots of safety people that would not like how I'm doing this. That's gonna do. Now let's connect the pigtail to the controller and feed that pigtail back down in its little hole. Snap that pocket back in. Okay, so after a little trial and error, we realized that the controller itself was, the top of it was going to fetch on the top of the dash when we open and close this. So we just drilled a small hole and put a screw on the side of the pocket. Can't see it, but it's a screw hole that's designed, there was already a pre-drilled hole in the controller. We used the screws that came with it that look like this, and not a big deal. But now we have a nice functioning door. We have access to the manual control, and we have access to the buttons on top, and it's all hidden out of sight. You see the nice finished installation with the brake controller in there. You have access to the manual control, you have access to the top buttons, and we do have a little block of wood under there as a spacer to just hold it up, and it's fastened in with a screw so it's not wobbling around, and it tucks up nicely out of the way. I've got this panel back in place, and I have the pigtail wiring all zip tied up tight out of the way, away from your feet. The installation I showed you is the same for almost any brake controllers. There might be some orientation specific requirements for your brake controller, but other than that, the wiring is almost all the same. Doing it again, it probably would take us 15 minutes now that we know what to do. So hopefully this little video helps you do your project really quick. Good luck with your do-it-yourself projects. The end.